energy is the Ten of Swords. Now, this isn't the most pleasant card, but it may very well indicate that with all that energy and all the fast pace of the week's events, you simply are hitting bottom. You've run out of energy, run out of steam. You may be exhausted. There's a feeling of being stuck somehow in a situation. Perhaps, things haven't been moving the way you want and you feel stuck. Or on the other end of the spectrum, things have just been moving way too quickly. And again, you feel exhausted or overwhelmed. Some of you may have played that risk that I spoke of yesterday, and you suffered a severe loss. Or you found yourself endangered in some way, whatever that means. Or you're dealing with some kind of serious illness. Some of you, maybe you're suffering from some kind of back pain or, some other ailment. Others of you may feel victimized in some way, a sense of betrayal. Maybe there have been others talking behind your back, or you feel as if you've been stabbed in the back. There's some kind of ending, the end of a cycle, and with it, perhaps a sense of defeat or failure. You lost something. Maybe you're losing your health, or you're having trouble staying on top of your health, or maybe you lost your position. Maybe you lost some money, or maybe you lost your reputation in some way. And perhaps you decided to give up, or maybe you're dealing with some kind of energy where somebody is very forceful, passionate, self-involved, and you've just decided, I can't even deal with you. I give up, you win. And so you surrender your will. For others of you, maybe you're involved in something that, like a separation or a divorce, or you're having financial difficulties, or you have some kind of hardship, or you're dealing with some kind of disaster. But whatever this is, you're at the end of a cycle. You're closing it out. For some of you, there may be a tie to a Gemini person, and this would be their sun sign. So again, there's either too much happening or not enough happening. And either way, you're starting to feel under pressure, like you're carrying this load that you don't know how much further you can go. Or you're in a situation where you feel like you're being compromised. You're having to eat dirt, in a situation where you're being victimized or abused in some way. But keep in mind that very often this card appears when the worst is over. You're about to experience some success, and it's the darkest before the dawn. And so you can't give up. Maybe you've fallen prey to a victim mentality where you're feeling sorry for yourself, you're having a pity party. It may be well deserved, and perhaps you should take a little time to, lick your wounds. But this card is a reminder that at the end of the day, you have some duties, some responsibilities, and regardless of what's going on, how challenging, how difficult, how painful, the show must go on. You're going to have to pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and get back in the race. And you can because you're a survivor. And that may be the message. Maybe you've been dealing with something that's long suffering, drawn out, chronic, that has been going on for quite a while. And so in many cases, you find yourself in a circumstance that actually needs to come to an end. And perhaps you're putting an end to something. So what today calls for is making that attitude adjustment to get things back on track. And given a loss or something that didn't work out the way you had hoped, what this card says is, okay, that didn't work out, but you have some space now. One of the things you can do is look at something from a different perspective, perhaps more objectively, because it gives you an opportunity to take another crack at it, knowing full well the flaws, the mistakes that were made before, so that you can avoid those. You can come up with a better plan, a better course of action. You can be more resourceful and follow through, and perhaps have it come out better than the original plan. But there's no getting around that this is difficult energy to work through. It requires you pull on your inner strength and resources, because it's going to be difficult to be motivated or want to move ahead or find your sense of purpose or remember why you're doing what you're doing. And in some cases, I mean, this card is very jarring. Obviously, somebody is at risk. And maybe, somebody's head is on the chopping block, heads are going to roll, somebody's going to pay for something, whether they should or not. It may be that, there's this assumption that, okay, well, A, B, and C didn't go well. This isn't going to work out, so I give. This is over. And you start burning those bridges or making accusations or pointing fingers or being critical just because something didn't go your way. And that's an underlying theme this week with that fire energy. It's not what I wanted. It's not what I thought. It's not what I need. And that can become an issue when you start making impulsive decisions because something didn't go your way. Maybe, it would be better for it to go a different way if you step back and look at it. I don't know. But it's a day of endings where you could be taking on this victim mentality, or maybe you're recovering. The worst is over. You're going to get some relief. So some of you, this is a drastic change, of course, and it can either mean that the worst is yet to come or that the worst is over.